How about another Korean monitor? This one with a little bit of a twist, not twisted pneumatic. No, this is a VA panel. Check this out. This is the AMH A329 GAM. Nice gams. Look how slim and sexy this is on the side. This is aluminum, very minimal bezel, 32 inches, and this one is a VA panel, so you get nice, rich blacks, but it's not going to be quite as color accurate as an IPS panel, but it's not made for people who are professionals who are going to be sitting around and editing. It's made for people who want to play video games, PC games, at 144 hertz. So this is 144 hertz. It takes a dual link DVI to do that, and then if you're running with an HDMI, you can get up to 120 hertz, and there's overclocking built in to the panel. Instead of having to do it over there in, the NVIDIA thing or AMD thing, you can do it right here in the panel. To round out the rest of the specs, the advertised response rate is 1 millisecond, and the contrast ratio static is 4,000 to 1. So pretty decent specs on this all the way around. Would you guys like a few gripes? Or would you go the positive stuff? So I'll go ahead and clear the gripes out of the way. It does have a very glossy, piece of timber glass in front of it. So that is going to reflect a lot of things. Watch when this goes dark right here. You'll see like the entire office reflected, and you guys might also see the ghost of Hutch sitting right there. Did you see him? Did you see him? Anyway, so you guys know that these glossy timber glass panels are pretty damn reflective. If you have a lot of light sources, if you're sitting by a window or something like that, you will be able to see all that in your panel. So if you're in a dark area, maybe your cave or your dungeon or your lair or whatever you call your space that you play video games, you may not have to worry at all. But if someone opens the back door, you're going to see everything. It could be handy, if someone sneaks in and there's a light in the hallway and they're coming in there with the, to grab you by the ears or box your ears. What do? You'll see them coming. You'll see the reflection and be like, hold on a minute. That is a gripe. Other than that, there's not too many things that I dislike about it, but there are a couple more. The pixel density is such that if you're close, you can really see it. Because it's 32 inches and it's only 1080p. At this size, I usually prefer 1440p, but that's not what they're going for here. They're going for the uber high refresh rates for gaming. So push it back a little bit, and then you'll be just fine. You're going to probably want to do that because the stand here actually protrudes in front of the monitor. It's a very low footprint, or a very small footprint, but it does come out in front of the monitor. There's a little routing option in the back here, which is nice. And it's all metal, so that's also nice. But it does take up a little bit of space in front of the monitor here to add support. Also, well, you can, this is tilting, up and back, tilt, is that what it does? Yeah. You can do that, but you can't pivot or swivel. So it just pretty much stays there. If you want to raise it up and down, none of that kind of action either. And there's no VESA mount, so that pretty much covers that. Other than that, we've got all white on the back. And then we have one little joystick here on the back, which serves as all of the buttons. Up, down, left, and right. And those are your options to go through your OSD. And then when you depress the joystick, it turns it on and off. It was a little bit confusing at first because every time we were, in the menu, you're like, okay, I want to select this. You would press the joystick down because that's what your brain thinks should be the right thing. And you turn the monitor off and then go, damn it! Ugh! And then you sit there and curse for a little bit and have some first world, moments of anger. But then you get on with your life and set it up and be done with it. It's also a little bit on the cool side out of the box, at least ours was. No dead pixels or anything like that, but it was a little bit on the cool side, so we went in and fixed that up. You can do that in your software in your computer, or you can do it right here in the display. As far as the inputs and outputs go, we have just a DVI dual link and then the HDMI, and that's all you get in the back. If you want a million more things, sorry, you're not going to get it. We also tested this thing against the Acer Predator that we have sitting here. It's a 4K Acer Predator, but we turned it down to 1080p just because we wanted to see, what the input lag was going to be like. And these are pretty similar at 1080p. So that's really nice for a monitor in this price range to have a really good, just really good response time. All right, now on their website, or I guess on eBay, DreamSeller has a little clause that says, hey, we don't do any refunds for pixels that are dead or also for backlight bleed. And they go into that because a lot of people, they look at monitors and I think they over-scrutinize sometimes the backlight bleed on the Korean monitors. Some of them have had pretty egregious backlight bleed. So they have a little clause in there that says, hey, we don't give any refunds for backlight bleed. It's not a defect. All monitors have a little bit of it. And this one actually is extremely minimal. Like, I was impressed. We had to turn all the lights off and get close and take a good look at it and be like, yeah, it's there. You guys can see on the screen we tried to tune the camera so it looks just like what you're seeing with your eye here, but it's actually not too bad. And you'll notice it with some dark movies, watching Blade Runner, playing Thief or something like that, playing Dishonored 2. You may see it a little bit there, but really it's, to me, not that big of a deal at all. So who's this going to be for? This is going to be for gamers, period. People who want to sit back, play games at 1080p. You've got a, GTX 1060, maybe even 1050 with some of the new games. Is that how you're allowed to talk about that? Yeah, maybe. Guys with a 480 or even older hardware, it'll run games at 1080p just fine at 144 hertz. Scoot back and play. That's really who this is for. It's not going to be for professionals. I mean, you can do some editing on this thing, like video editing and stuff like that, but if you're doing it like for a client or doing it professionally, you're going to want an IPS panel that has just a little bit better color and more accurate color. So that's that. Speaking of IPS, the viewing angle on this VA panel is actually just as good as any IPS I've seen. It's 178 degrees on the side, so yeah, totally fine. If you have some friends over and you're playing multiplayer on the same machine and you're sitting at different angles, it's going to be totally fine for that. So there you go. Really interesting gaming monitor. Pretty good price for what you're getting as far as the size and the refresh rate goes. And shows up out of Korea in just a few days. Ours showed up in like 4 days. We're on the West Coast. Maybe if you're on the East Coast, 5 or 6 days. But still, shipping from Korea that fast is pretty nice. So go ahead and check out the link in the description. We're going to link straight to this on eBay, a seller that we've used to purchase probably 20 monitors at this point. This is our new gaming one from Korea. We've got some new ones coming in from 4K and some ultra wides and who knows what else. But if you guys love the Korean monitors and just want to see more coverage, let us know. All right, we'll see you guys in the comments. Click on all that stuff over there. That's what if you appreciate the videos, we've got some cool stuff. So you can appreciate us by getting some cool stuff. And then you'll have cool stuff and you'll hook us up. So thanks very much. See you guys in the comments.